welcome to Movement Not Miracles. It's 12 o'clock, doesn't it come round quickly? 12 o'clock on Tuesday, last day of June, July tomorrow, good grief. So I'm not quite sure where this year has gone. We seem to have spent most of it fastened inside. So, Movement Not Miracles. I'm Anna from Eat, Move, Be Happy, and the idea for Movement Not Miracles is to give you some ideas on the things that you can do every day easily to keep your joints mobile and stretch off some of your muscles, to look after your posture and to stay healthy. Today we're going to focus on shoulders and upper back, just because we can. My upper back is a little stiffer today, so I thought we'd do some work to loosen that off and get that moving. We're going to start with a favourite, downward dog, focusing on the upper back and the shoulder move, but obviously that it's going to involve hips and a stretch through the back of our legs, so we need to sort of bear that one in mind. There's a slight variation of this that you can do standing or against a wall that gets the same action through the extension in your arms and through your armpits, which I'll show you first, just in case you are not able to get into the downward dog position. So if you can brace against a wall and push down through your arms, pushing against the wall, and stretch through your armpits, then you can get the same action as when you're down in the downward dog on the floor, and your hips move up. It's the same sort of action through your shoulder blades. So that's a variation that you might be able to try if you can't get down onto the floor. Also, if you're in a chair and you push, you can use a surface, a work surface, to push your arms down into, to again stretch through your armpits and squeeze your shoulder blades onto the back of your chest. All gets the same sort of work in your upper back. So, downward dog to start off with. You're not going to be able to see my feet because I can't squish myself into the frame of the camera, but I want you to focus on the top part anyway. So, starting with fingers spread and your weight down through your arms, which should be vertical, and see if you can feel all of the parts of your hand on the floor. So your thumb, your little finger, and the pads of all of your other fingers, so you've got a nice solid base. Toes tucked under and lifting up and pushing back through your arms, letting your head relax, pushing up through your hips to get that extension in your back. But what I want you to think of is really squeezing those shoulder blades onto the back of your chest. So, as you're in, whether you're using the wall or a surface, as you're in that position, try and keep, move my hair out of the way, your shoulders back and down rather than scrunching up like this by your ears. So to do that, you have to really squeeze, you have to work through your shoulder blades on the back of your chest in order to keep your shoulders in the right position. So we don't want this to happen, we want that to happen. So, as you're in this position here, really squeeze through your shoulder blades on the back of your chest. Hopefully you can see my back is flat. Lift up through your hips. And just have a bit of an experiment to see if you can feel that work. You should be really active, you should be working through your shoulder blades, through your muscles in the side of your back here, your lats, in order to squeeze those shoulder blades and you should feel that action in your upper back. I'm going to do that one more time because it feels good. So push up through your hands, stretch through your armpits, push up through your hips, so you will feel some stretch down the back of your legs. But right, really work with those shoulder blades on the back of your chest. If you lift your head up, that increases the action in that upper back region, which is what I need. Elbows straight. I just felt my elbows building then. Okay. And down we come. Right, so you can do the next one. We're doing shoulder rolls. You can do this seated or standing. I'm going to do it kneeling just because I fit in the camera frame a little better. So we've done some activation of those shoulder blades and those shoulders. Now we're just going to release some of that tension maybe, and shoulders up and back and down, so you are exaggerating that move and really squeezing your shoulder blades as you bring your shoulders back and down. And then you can take that to a full unroll. Make sure I don't whack the wall behind me. Keeping the move as big as you can do and your elbows as straight as you can. And as ever, my shoulder flexibility is not brilliant, so they don't go much back much further than that, but we do what we can do. So a nice big move all the way around. Feel those shoulder blades moving through the full range of movement. So really exaggerate that forward move and exaggerate that backward move. Okay. So, actually I'm just going to sit on my toes as well, which just stretches through the bottom of your feet whilst I'm sitting in this position. So if you do happen to be kneeling on the floor doing this, I would recommend sitting on your toes. It just helps with a nice stretch through the base of your foot, the sole of your foot. So this one we haven't done for a little while, but it's a good shoulder mobility one. So we're going to clasp our hands and reach our arms forward without this happening. So I don't want to see reaching forward. So we're not going for the stretch through our upper back. We're keeping the arms connected into the shoulder joint. So your back should be nice and flat and your shoulder blades should be flat on your back. We're not stretching forward, so they're not moving around to the side here. So we're keeping our arms connected into our shoulder joint. You're going to turn your palms out, keeping the clasp through all of your fingers, and then keeping that work through your shoulder. You're going to lift your arms up, keeping your elbows straight, and taking your arms back as much as you can do. Now if I show you from the side, you'll see how inflexible my shoulders are. So my arms are connected into my shoulders. And I'm doing this without leaning back or without letting my bottom stick out. Arms straight, and really work to get your arms back as much as you can get them with your palms facing the ceiling. So you should feel that work through your shoulder joint as well as on your shoulder blades on the back of your chest. I'm going to swap the clasp over now, so the other little finger on the bottom, and again palms facing outwards. Connect your arms into your shoulders. So it's almost as if you're pulling your arms close to yourself, so you are broadening across your chest as that happens. So it's the same sort of action as when I say shoulders back and down. So you have to squeeze those shoulder blades together on the back of your chest in order to pull your shoulders back and down. And we'll keep, other clasp. We're keeping that action all the way through. And then arms, see this side. This side of me I have to concentrate more, it's weird. But we always have a side that's wonky. Ooh, arms straight. I want to bend my elbows. This is really quite hard work for me because my shoulders do not move nicely. But it's good for my shoulders and my upper back. keeping your arms as straight as you can, and keep breathing. Don't forget that bit. Okay, and relax. Oh, so I feel like I've got a bit more space. My shoulders have done a bit of work, which is good. Right. So we're going to do a stretch across the front of the shoulders. We did the one yesterday where we hold on to our arm behind our back like this and really squeeze through. So we're going to do, it's a similar one, so we're going to get a bit of a stretch across our chest as well and into the front of our shoulders. So again, you can be seated or standing. I'm only showing you kneeling because I fit in the camera better, in the camera frame, you understand. So whichever, make sure your bum isn't sticking out or your belly sticking out. So work through your glutes to push your hips forward and stabilise through your core. So all of this bit stays still and supported. Clasp your hands behind your back. Now, to start off with, shoulders back and down. So we really have to work through those shoulder blades to broaden across your collarbones before you stretch your arms away from your body to increase that stretch. So you should really feel the stretch across the front of your chest and into your shoulders. Now you're aiming for your arms as straight as you can. Might not go any straighter than that. But we don't want that to happen as you stretch. So keep working through your glutes and your core to stabilise your lower body and really stretch through and stretch your arms away. Okay, and relax and just give your shoulders a bit of a tactical waggle. You should feel that quite a big stretch in the front of your shoulders here and also across your chest. So we're going to do that one again because second time is always better. So stabilise through your lower half, sitting or standing or kneeling tall. Shoulders set first, so think of back and down, squeezing your shoulder blades together, pinching them together on the back of your chest and really broadening across your collarbones. Clasp your hands together and stretch your arms away. And keep breathing. Really stretch through the front of the shoulders and across the chest. And squeezing those shoulder blades to increase that stretch. Okay. Right, so again, we can do this one seated. We've also done this one lying down. We're going to do a crocodile stretch, but I'm doing this one seated today just because I can. So, just exactly the same action as we've just done with this one. So we're keeping our shoulders, our arms connected into our shoulders. So imagine your arms are your crocodile jaw. So you're aiming to stay square on, and that arm is going to twist as far back as you can. So you're aiming for arms out horizontally if you can twist all the way around. I can't. That doesn't matter. You do what you can do. So connect your arms into your shoulder joint and then really twist. It helps actually to look in the direction that the arm is going and twist back. And we'll go for movement. Support yourself through your core. Oh, a bit of a clunk there. Right, we're going to go back the other way, but I'm going to have to turn around a little because I won't get my arm through the gap. So I'm going to twist the other way this time. So the other arm, oh, this side is just far rubbish. I'm not as flexible on this side in my shoulders at all, but that's okay. And one more. Okay. And then a bit of a side bend this time. I'm going to do elephant ears. So hands clasped behind your head and your elbows nice and wide. And we're stabilising through the lower half of your body because we're aiming for the upper back, the upper thoracic region, the region in between your shoulder blades. So, and we're just going to, as we breathe out, point that one elbow to the floor, keeping the elbows back, and as you breathe out the other side, try and relax through your neck and your jaw, and try not to let that happen. So that just encourages your body to bend forwards. So we're using the elbows as a marker for how the plane that you are bending in. We don't want to twist forwards on this one, we're bending sideways. Okay, and a bit of a tactical shoulder waggle. And finally, and again, you might be a little bit more comfortable sitting in a chair. Whether you're sitting or kneeling, make sure you are nice and tall through your back. So sitting nice and tall up out of your pelvis. One hand over one thigh and one hand, in fact I'm going to do this one sitting down because I haven't got a block to lean on. So if you will sit cross-legged, just work through the hips a little bit as well. So one hand across one thigh and push the floor away on the other side. So I have I'm twisting to the left and I have my left hand on the floor, pushing the floor away from me, and I'm pulling my body round with my right arm on my left leg. Sitting nice and tall and breathing out as I come round. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. Just reversing all of that. So you're going to get some movement through your lower back as well on this one, but that's okay. If you can, concentrate on working all the way up the spine so you get up into that upper thoracic region. So you have to think of really pushing that shoulder, working through the shoulder blades again, and taking that back, the shoulder that's behind, really back and down behind you. And keep breathing. And you have to stay sitting tall for this one. If you scrunch down, it's really hard to get any movement through the spine. Oh, okay. So, hopefully that should feel a little bit better in your shoulders and your upper back. Keeping moving, keeping those mobility activities going throughout the day is a good way of keeping your joints healthy. So not letting them get stiff and sore in the first place would be my top tip. So little and often is better than doing nothing at all. Movement Not Miracles will be back tomorrow. So check out the Eat, Move, Be Happy website. www.eatmovebehappy.com, and have a look at some of the other health and well-being options, solutions, resources that we've got on there. Eat, Move, Be Happy is a lot more than the peer support group. The peer support group on Facebook is one part of our wellbeing community. The website offers far more help, top tips, resources, opportunities to learn, whether that's to do with your exercise, your eating, your mental health, or all things well-being. So check out the website and look at the different subscription packages that are available. Enjoy your Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow.